Let's take you to KZN now, where the eThekwini Municipality says 2/3 of its councillors have received death threats. This follows yet another suspected political killing after newly elected ANC Councillor Minenhle Mkhize was shot dead outside his home. That took place at the weekend. eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda says he's also received death threats in the 2 months since he's assumed office. Council Speaker Thabani Nyawose is our guest on this issue and joins us via our video link. And Thabani, it's great to have you on the program, sir. Thanks very much indeed for making time. I mean, you know, the threats themselves, according to my understanding, are attributed to thugs that have created some kind of market where they target public representatives. As far as you know, is this system known to the police?
Good morning to your listeners. Thank you very much for having us. Yes, we have reported this incident to the law enforcement agencies. There are investigations that are continuing, and we are being updated on the progress with those investigations. I can confirm that majority of councillors in the eThekwini Municipality have received death threats from different people. We suspect that there is a scam because the system is similar, because all of them are demanding money to be paid to them so that they don't continue with the program or the plan to assassinate those councillors.
And what is also worth noting and pointing out is that this is not just ANC councillors, but councillors across the political spectrum.
Yes, I can confirm that is not only ANC councillors, councillors from different political parties in the eThekwini Municipality.
And how long has this been ongoing, Thabani? I mean, is this something after the elections that we saw in November, or something a bit more prolonged than that?
It's something that started by end of November, but in December we received a number of complaints from councillors who were receiving a threat and intimidation. Even beginning of this year, because even myself, I was also threatened.
There'll be questions, of course, around providing some kind of protection, but I imagine it's not really feasible to ask that 2/3 of the councillors within eThekwini receive some kind of protection from police.
Yes, as I've said, the police are investigating these threats. There are threats that are coming from different wards and communities. Some of those threats in the preliminary investigation done by the municipality, it looked like, yes, those threats are confirmed in those few wards or councillors. But majority of these threats is a scam.
Yeah, okay. And obviously people are now making associations to the threats and the killing of Minenhle Mkhize that took place over the weekend. That too must have sent some kind of chilling effect through the council in and of itself. I mean, are there any particular councillors where you're working who are worried that this is not just part of a scam, but something that could be a bit more valid?
As I've said, that in some cases, in some wards, these threats are a reality. That's what we are saying. But with regard to Councillor Minenhle Mkhize, we have never received any request from him as the Speaker of the municipality where he requests protection or where he indicates that there are some threats directed to him. We were shocked when we received the news of his assassination. But we can confirm that he was not part of those councillors who requested protection, which were waiting for the finalization of the investigation or threat assessment by SAPS.
Yeah. If the threats themselves are so widespread, there must be some kind of murmur, conversation about who may be behind it. Are you hearing anything about, you know, people or the person that might be responsible for the scam, as you put it?
As the municipality, we reported this matter to the law enforcement agencies. I believe that currently they are working very hard to find out who are these people who are involved in this scam. At the same time, they have to isolate the scam and the real threat directed to councillors, because I don't want us to believe that it's only a scam. There are real threats directed to councillors in the municipality. Police officers, definitely, once they concluded investigation, they will give us a report as a city for us to take appropriate and proper actions.
Yeah. According to the information at my disposal, last year, that was before the local government elections, Mxolisi Kaunda, who of course was the mayor of eThekwini, spent about 70 million rand on bodyguards, and this was over a period of 3 months. Now, I have no way of gauging whether that's an underspending or over expenditure. The question, I guess, becomes, is this money well spent? In other words, are we getting a sense that it's working?
The reason why the city spent so much money was as a result of overtime paid to those VIP protectors or those security guards. In this field administration, we are committed that we are going to manage that much better than before, because we don't want to spend so much money in protecting councillors. Our priority in this term is to deliver services to our people. Councillors who are affected has been informed that there will be a new ways of providing this service to them, unlike before, so that we manage costs that are incurred by council.
So from that response, I gauge the fact that you also agree that this is a lot of money. In fact, many might say too much money to spend just for 3 months worth of protection.
Yes, I agree, it's too much money. Hence we are saying that this term, we don't want to find ourselves in that situation. Hence we want to manage the service we are providing to councillors much better than before.
Has any of this affected the work that the council needs to do? The scams that in some instances are not understood as whether they are real threats or not?
Yes, it has affected councillors. Majority of councillors now, they fear for their lives. Most of them now, it's difficult to attend meetings in the afternoon or evening, because whenever they go back to their houses, they are scared, because the operation, they are normally attacked when they enter their premises. Most of them, they are affected. Now, it means a councillor cannot now freely move in his or her ward in doing his job. Now, it affects their work. And communities are not getting now the service that is required to be provided by a councillor because of this threat. Hence, we are appealing to those criminals and the society to protect councillors, not to intimidate or threaten them, because they are there to service communities.
Sure. Look, no matter what you make of the situation, we know eThekwini to be a hotbed of political killings, and I think at the very least, this story deserves our attention. Thabani, Nyawose, thanks very much indeed for your time. Really do appreciate it. Thabani is the eThekwini Municipality's Council Speaker with those details.